Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn and this is Blue Yeti Nano. This is an unboxing video of a premium USB microphone that's tiny. This is the red Onyx version. It's worth noting before I get started that the microphone is also available in vivid blue, shadow grey and Carbono gold. It's a funky range of colours. It's also worth noting, if you have been watching my videos for a while, or if you watch any of the other videos on my channel, the audio recorded for those videos in terms of voiceover, but also for the sound for unboxings, is done with the standard full-size Blue Yeti microphone, which I purchased a couple of years ago, I believe, and I love. So I was really curious to see what it would be like to compare with the Nano and what the differences are, both in sound quality and the design aspect. As you've seen already from that little quick intro, it is beautiful. I'm not a big fan of the red colour, I'll be honest. I do like the blue. I've got the full Blue Yeti is in blue, and that's a really nice colour. I really like that. But it is nice that you get a choice of colours. But the compact design is excellent. As you can see from the audio here as I'm talking to you, the voiceover quality is also superb, which is what you want. Now the Nano might be small, but it's also powerful. It's capable of 24-bit/48 kHz audio recordings, and that compares with the 16-bit or 48 kHz on the standard full-size Yeti. So it's actually marginally better. And there are slight differences though, because it only features the Omnidirectional and Cardioid modes, which is where sound is picked up from all around or just in front of the microphone. Whereas the Yeti has 4 different audio modes, which I'll show you in a bit, and there's a button that you can switch between them. I'm going to compare in this video. You get to see a size comparison, also a button comparison. Another thing of note is the Yeti Nano has a software called the Sherpa software, which you can download and install on your computer, and that allows you to update firmware, but also allows you to virtually control the volume levels and switch between the modes and the gain as well, which is a nice update. Funnily enough, that software also works with the full-size Yeti, although it's not very made that obvious, but I discovered it when I installed it on my machine, but still had the full-size Yeti plugged in. So here you can see the Sherpa information, and I'll add a link in the description to where to download that from. It's a really simple download, and it's a really easy interface as well, which is nice. But it does mean that you don't need to rely on the volume wheels, because that's the volume wheels on this don't make it obvious where you've set the volume to. The button to switch between modes does, but that's behind the back of the microphone, so it's not easy to see. So it's great to have access to that software to be able to check if you need to on the fly. And inside the box you get the microphone itself, the thread attachment to allow you to put it on boom arms, which I'm pleased to report it does fit on mine, and the USB cable. Also happy to report the USB cable is long still as well. That's one of the things I really like about the full-size Yeti, is the USB cable that comes with it is long enough to stretch across a desk. Mine actually goes down a boom arm, across the desk, under the desk, round the back of my PC and plugs in there. So the Yeti Nano is also capable of doing the same, which is great, because that means you get the flexibility to move it and put it wherever you want to. It doesn't need to be right next to you necessarily though, because this is a brilliant microphone that actually can pick up audio from across the desk really easily. So during testing I've had it on the far end of my desk while playing games, and my friends could still hear me nice and easily. As you can see, the design is just beautiful. It really lights up really well. It looks fantastic. There are also a few more design quirks which I'll go into in a bit, which are worth discussing. It's such a simple little microphone, it's hard to put too much emphasis on what it features, because it doesn't need to feature a great deal of things, because it just does everything well. But what it does do is it looks fantastic. It's a brilliant little addition to the desk, and because it's a Nano, it doesn't take up much room, so it's really small and compact and it doesn't get in the way. Now this is great if you're a gamer and you've got a big screen and you want to be able to see that screen all the time, but still have a high quality microphone to be able to talk to your friends, record content, stream or whatever else. The fact that it's also mountable on a boom arm means you can put it up and out of the way, and still have that good quality audio and take advantage of shock mounts. So one of the things I do with my videos, with unboxing videos, is have a shock mount on the boom arm, because if anything hits the table, whether that's key presses on the keyboard or simple things like a box being put down, that can make a big bang sound on there, so it's worth having that extra protection. Underneath the microphone you can see you can plug your headphones in so you can listen in on your own audio as you're recording it, and the micro USB connection to connect your computer, so really simple interface. There's also the screw hole there to attach the thread, and as I said, you can then attach that to the boom arms. Here's the comparison for size, because it's really difficult to put across how small this is. Here's a really cheap bottle of Diet Cola from our local supermarket, and you can get an idea of the size of the thing and how tiny it is. That's a 2-litre bottle for reference. Actually shot from below like this, it still manages to look massive, and it isn't really. It's about the size of a pint glass when it's on its stand in terms of height, just a bit taller than that actually, but it is very tiny. You can hold it in the hand if you wanted to quite easily, and it's very minimalistic design. The volume button on the front lights up, which I'll show you later on in the video, although it's hard to put across with a little ring around the outside of it. And there's a light on the back to show you which button selection, but otherwise it's very minimal and very clean, and it feels and looks and feels robust and beautifully designed, just like you'd expect from Blue. They've got some fantastic products, and here it is alongside my standard full-size Yeti. This is unfortunately not on a stand because I had to remove it from a boom arm, and the stand is somewhere in the loft, so I don't want to go venturing to try and find that, but for a comparison's sake, you can see even sitting on the desk it's still massive by comparison. So the Nano is titchy, it really is tiny, and yet it delivers this excellent sound quality, which is really surprising. And here you go, another perhaps better comparison is both of them off their stands side by side, and you can see the full-size Yeti stands shoulders above the Nano. Now I will be doing another video soon where I have the Yeti Caster, fortunate enough that the company has sent me that to look at, and I will be comparing that. That is the full-sized Yeti, and with a proper boom arm and a shock mount system, so you can install it on your desk, and you can actually fully install it if you're willing to drill a hole as well, so that would be interesting to see a good comparison there. And you can see on the back, you can see here the patterns. On the Nano there's only 2, on the full Yeti there's 4, as I said. So you've got a bit more options, and you've got the game buttons on the back. So there's a bit more flexibility with the full-size Yeti, but you'd expect to have loss of some features for the size and actually the price difference, because the Yeti Nano is just slightly cheaper as well. So here is showing just installing it on a boom arm. This is not an official Yeti boom arm, it's a cheap one that I bought off Amazon, and a shock mount, but this screws in really nicely and it just works. It fits in there nice and easy, and that's what it looks like mounted in there. And the end result is pretty nifty. I really do just enjoy the look and feel of this microphone. It is fantastic. Here you can see the light, as I was saying. So you press to mute. That's not immediately obvious, but that is a mute functionality on there, the same as on the big full-size Yeti. And then the volume wheel. You can't really tell. There's no way to visually tell. There's no feel to it when you're rolling it. Obviously you roll it to the right to turn it up and roll it left to turn it down, but you can't really tell what you've done because there's nothing to see unless you're looking in the software. And on the back you can see which pattern you've selected. I tend to use it by sitting in front of the microphone or pointing the microphone at what I want to talk to or get listened to. And here you can see the cable I was talking about, which is a nice size. Plugs in nice and easily, plenty of options. Now another highlight that is worth pointing out to this is if you are going to use the stand, at the bottom you can see here, and I'll give you a close-up in a minute, there is a notch at the bottom that allows you to run the microphone cable out the bottom and out the back. Down at the bottom there you can see a little gap, and you can run the mic cable out there and out the back, so that means you can keep things nice and neat as well, which is always a bonus. So this has been the Provoked Prawn. This is the Blue Yeti Nano, a fantastic little microphone that I'd highly recommend. Please stop by to see more in future.